fast colors and promises. How to be brave, how can I love when I'm afraid to fall, watching you stand alone. All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I've died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave, I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer. I've died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I've loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000 more. All along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I'll love you for 1,000.
I wanted to welcome you all to this spectacular moment, and look where we are. When the beauty of a place matches the beauty of a shared moment. I think it's a good idea, both for Jed and Jill's sake and all of us, to just take a second to take it all in. And while I don't want to sound too much like a yoga instructor, I do want to give Jed and Jill and all of us a chance to take a deep breath, look around to see where you are and who you are with, and to feel the warmth around us. And now we can come back to the chuppah and focus on what's going on over here. I first want to introduce myself. Jed kindly introduced me last night, but in case you missed it, or my hair is up in a bun right now so I don't look familiar, I just wanted to let you know I'm Allison Bush Vogel. I am Jed's first cousin, and I am honored and very humbled to be here in this role. When I told someone that I was officiating my cousin's wedding, she asked, rather snarkily, "And what exactly makes you qualified to officiate a wedding?" She had a point. This is not something I've ever done before, and as I typically balance my life as a lawyer and a mom, this came as a bit unexpected. So I did want to, in fact, make sure I was qualified to serve as the officiant today. The fact is, anyone who is sufficiently knowledgeable about the laws of a Jewish wedding is eligible to officiate a wedding. Well, I did marry a Jewish boy, I read a book on Jewish weddings, and I even met with my rabbi last week to go over this ceremony to make sure I had it all down. So maybe I was close, but I'm one of those people who likes to be over-prepared. And so I also became a universal life minister, just in case. And with the initiation package that I signed up for, I got this badge, so now it's official. Jed and Jill have chosen to have a Jewish wedding, so I wanted to take a minute to talk about some of the Jewish wedding rituals. First, we have the chuppah, Jed and Jill are getting married under this beautiful chuppah. The tallis, which is a Jewish prayer shawl, happens to be the same chuppah that my husband and I were married under about 20 years ago. A chuppah is a symbol of the home that Jed and Jill will create. The chuppah has a roof with no walls, symbolizing the open doors of their home. This open door policy certainly resonates with this couple, where Jed and Jill have had countless barbecues, parties, concerts, hangouts on the beach, in apartments, and anywhere they go around the globe. And so any home that they share will certainly have room for all who want to join them. You also saw Jill and Jed circle each other after they came down the aisle. By circling each other, they are each defining who is now the center of their universe. They have now created their own space, which will hold their new family. The circle is perfect, it is complete, and it is never ending. And guests, a vital part of a Jewish wedding happens to be my favorite part, and that is the role of the guests. The guests should not be passive viewers at a Jewish wedding. Instead, they are outright obligated to take part in the ceremony and to rejoice on the coming together of this couple. Some of you may be participating in today's ceremony, and that is great. But all of us are absolutely required to party hard later with the bride and groom. The Torah says so. And after the party, or more specifically, after you have recovered from said party, you are also obligated to remain a sustaining community for Jed and Jill. While coming here today may have taken a little effort, the fact is your role is just beginning, as guests are obligated to provide a lifetime of support and love for this couple.
Gently, my snug. I pretty much have been dreaming of this day my whole life, and here I am, standing here with you on this amazing pink sand on this beautiful island in front of our family and friends. This is really a dream come true, and I feel so lucky and blessed, especially because I know that you are the love that I was always meant to find. Speaking of being blessed, we've also shared many blessings together. First is the story of how we met randomly at the Hampton-based train station. We both tried to talk to each other, but it wasn't until that weird lady, who we like to think of as kind of an angel, awkwardly brought us together. Second, I'd say, is the time we were in the south of France, and the ring you meant to propose to me with fell out of your pocket, only to be found a week later in the parking lot under a pile of leaves. There was also the time we decided to try something new and moved to the West Coast, and ended up finding an amazing place on the beach in Malibu, getting jobs that are pretty great, making amazing new friends, and finding an awesome synagogue that does Shabbat on the beach. Another time we got a flat tire on the way to the airport to Vegas to see a Phil Lesh and Friends concert. And within 2 minutes, the roadside assistance truck pulls up and changes the tire for us. We still missed our flight, but we got on the next one, first class, and still made it to the show. Most recently, the Thursday before we were leaving for our wedding, we realized your visa to Brazil had expired, and the next available appointment wasn't until May. So we decided to take our chances and see if we could get lucky by going to the consulate and begging people to help us. After 8 no's in our last option, lucky window number 4, processed your visa in a day. Now we get to go enjoy our honeymoon and film Fernanda's wedding next weekend. I like to think that our energy and endless love for one another helps us to get through these crazy, unpredictable times, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. You are my best friend, my confidant, my voice of reason when I need advice, and my soundboard when I need to vent. I love your passion, your energy, and your beautiful spirit. I love your big heart and how you always want to make sure that everyone in your life always feels loved and appreciated. Even in the midst of all the wedding planning, not to mention planning a wedding that's 2,500 miles away, you managed to write a poem about every single guest that is here today. I promise that I will always love and appreciate you the way you do to me and others. I love that you are always teaching me new things, like how to break down math problems, how to play tennis, and more importantly, about Grateful Dead music, which I happen to pick up quicker than those math problems and tennis. And I can now name almost all of their songs when they come on the radio. True talent right there. I promise that I will continue to learn from you and to teach you things in my own way. I also promise that I will learn to play tennis so one day we can be a real doubles team. TBD on the map. I love that you always want to have fun and adventure, because I too love to have fun and seek adventures. I think it was after our first 5 or so fun, amazing dates that I knew I could see myself having a lifetime of fun, amazing dates with you. Plus, who else is crazy enough to plan 4 wedding events for themselves and have the wedding destination be 2 planes and a boat ride to get to? I promise to make sure that having fun together and continuing to adventure is always a top priority of ours. I love that you love to snuggle. And there is no place in the world that makes me happier or that makes me feel safer than the feeling of being in your arms. I promise that I will snug you as often as I possibly can, and I promise to be by your side through whatever life throws our way. Jedley, I want to tell you how it's going to be. You're going to give your love to me. I want to love you night and day. You know my love will not fade away.
First of all, I promise to love you for the rest of my life. But that's the easy part, because you are the most lovable, sweet, inspiring woman on this planet. I promise to be faithful to you and to treat you with kindness every day. I promise to communicate and share my feelings with you and to help you do the same with me. I promise to try every day to be more like you. You possess all the qualities I wish I had. You're humble, you're cool, you're patient, you're worthy of all your blessings. And I promise to push you to be the best version of yourself. I will help you with your work and encourage you to accomplish things and have a career that makes you feel good about yourself. I promise I will also hear you if and when you tell me you're stressed and you just need to chill. I promise I will try to make you laugh every single day for the rest of your life. And if I don't succeed, because we are old and my jokes are tired, I will at least find a way to make you smile. I promise when you fall asleep on the couch, I will carry you to bed and put a glass of water within reach. And when I'm no longer able to carry you, I promise I will make you super cozy where you are. I promise if you ever need a night to rock out and have some fun, I will do whatever I can to make it happen, and we will party together. I promise to take you on adventures, and I promise we will see the world together. I promise to strive to be deserving of your love and your heart. I honestly don't know how such a big heart fits inside such a little body, but I promise to always cherish it and care for it and fight to keep it pure. Your trust in me is the thing in my life that makes me whole, and I promise to always honor and earn it. In our lifetimes, there are going to be unprecedented changes and developments and dangers, but I promise we will always have a secret weapon. No matter how crazy the world outside, when we crawl into bed together, it will be perfect. There's some math on this one. I promise to snug you no fewer than 16,126 nights, around 43 years old. I promise on at least 2,011 of those, to understand that I'm crushing you and that you need a few minutes of space so your lungs can expand again. I remember when we really started thinking about our future together seriously. We had an amazing, thoughtful discussion. We asked each other what we could do to make each other even more happy over the long term. I said I would love it if you would learn to play tennis so we could grow old together on the court like my parents have. A few weeks later, you were taking tennis lessons. Now we play year-round on our courts in Malibu. I said I would love it if you would learn to cook. And a few weeks later, you were chopping up Blue Apron ingredients. And now I come home from work most days to delicious and healthy recipes. I told you that I would love it if you would consider becoming Jewish. Last year, we went to our new synagogue. Exactly 18 days. That's Chai. And that's more than I have gone since Hebrew school. And in a few minutes, we're going to crush a glass together. In that conversation, you only asked me for one thing. That I would communicate a little more when we weren't together, so that you would know I was thinking about you. Jelly, I promise to always remind you how much I love you. I think about you all the time. I've never known such a feeling of missing someone when I don't see you for even a couple of days. And I promise I will never let you forget that.
Your journey, as you mentioned, your journey together began 6 years ago in one of life's most mundane locations, on a train. And through some casual banter and possibly some divine intervention from a passenger, you found your way to a first date and then a second. And from there, the fun began. You have built a relationship full of sweetness and joy, music and style, love and respect. On that train, you each found your life partner, your best friend, your soulmate. Thank goodness neither of you overslept that day. Jed, you told me that one of your favorite parts about Jill is that whatever you are ready to do, whether it is just to pick up and go somewhere fun for the afternoon or move across to the other side of the country, Jill is your willing and fun partner. You told me that when you are with Jill, it's all good, as she brings her time, her care, her focus to each moment you spend with her. But it is more than Jill just being easy. I know you see what a good person she is, how much love she brings to you and everyone around her. I know how excited you are to share everything that's ahead with her. Jill, we know that Jed has a tremendous amount of energy and seems to be bouncing all over the place, whether it is literally when he is singing in his band or just planning an average day. He adds a bolt of excitement to everything he does. When I asked you what it was about him that you liked the most, you said that above all else, you trust him. You know that he is going to bring you to a good place, whether it is just that afternoon adventure or in the bigger sense, where he takes you in life. Jed is such a caring and loving person to friends and family alike, and you know that he will bring that love to you and your new family every day, each day, the rest of your life. As a couple, the two of you complement each other so beautifully. While Jed is bouncing off the walls, Jill is bringing a calm serenity to the moment. But your personalities meet, and together you are both brighter and stronger and more whole than you could possibly be apart. The book of poems that you created for all your guests is one of the most extraordinary gifts a bride and groom could possibly give to their family and friends, and it is a true testament to the magic that you make together. You told me that you joined a Jewish community center in Malibu, and that it has been a great way to get ingrained into the community. They have been thrilled with your participation and have welcomed you with such joy. It is possible they are thrilled because you brought down the average age of the congregation by 30 years. But I imagine that because they see the two of you together and you just make people happy. The way the two of you look at each other, the way you enjoy being together, draws people to you. I know that any community that you join will embrace you with the same kind of love. While the two of you are starting a new chapter today as husband and wife, over the last 6 years, you have already discovered how to love each other and how to nurture your relationship. You have already worked through some harder times in your relationship, which you needed to do so that you could be here right now at this perfect moment. The time you have put into your relationship has allowed you both to find a deeper devotion to each other and now to your marriage. And that is great news, because it is rather easy to proclaim your love when your partner has never looked more beautiful and never looked more handsome, with eyes and smiles shining brightly on an exquisite island. But you will need to call on your love and patience and commitment to your marriage time and time again. You may have heard, marriage can be hard and a little messy. There will be days when the mundane tasks of errands and traffic and balancing careers and cranky kids make being easygoing really hard. And there may even be days, or more than that, when you struggle, either together or separately, with the deeper, more complex questions about the meaning of life. Those are the days that you need to proclaim your love to each other. I don't care if you say it out loud, write it in a poem, sing it at your top of your lungs, or send it by a text bitmoji. But those are the times that you must shout it out at those hard times. By proclaiming your love then, well, that is how you fulfill your marriage commitment. If I could give you a few pieces of advice, as your officiant, as the cousin who loves you both very, very much, and as someone who's about to celebrate her 20th wedding anniversary, it is this. Number 1. Be each other's biggest fan. Brag about the other's accomplishments with glee and excitement and passion, both when the two of you are together and, more importantly, when the two of you are apart. Number 2. Arguments are inevitable, but always fight fair. No matter how angry you get or how hairy things are, never say things that are below the belt. Never, no exceptions, ever. Number 3, embrace the changes you see in each other and in yourselves. There will be some physical changes as you age, although I'm not sure that showed so much when you live in Malibu. But there will be many other changes in your lives. Be willing to open your eyes and your hearts so that you may continue your beautiful dance together. May the light coming from each of you now warm you for all your days and guide you through a lifetime of love. And now we will begin the ceremony of exchanging rings, which is the central act of the marriage ceremony. In Jewish law, a verbal declaration of marriage is not legally binding, so there must be an act of formal transfer of an object. In the past, that would have been a dowry given by the bride's family to the groom's family, and thus only a bride... That's fair. As a modern custom, both the bride and groom exchange rings as a sign that they are both entering the relationship. Jed will place the ring on Jill's index finger instead of her ring finger. Why? Well, some people say that there is an ancient belief that an artery runs directly from the index finger right to the heart. Others say it's because it's the most used finger, so it's a reminder of the marital bond. Jed, please repeat after me. Hooray, at, mechudeshet, li, betaba, at, zo, kadat, Moshe, Yisrael. With this ring, you are consecrated to me as my wife, according to the tradition of Moses and Israel. Jill, please repeat after me. Hooray, ata, mechudesh, li, betaba, at, zo, kadat, Moshe v'Yisrael. With this ring, you are consecrated to me as my husband, according to the tradition of Moses and Israel. The last thing is probably the most famous part of a Jewish wedding, the stomping of the glass. I want you putting that shoe completely on. Hold on. There are many different theories as to why we break a glass at a wedding. One interpretation is that in times of happiness, we remember that there is pain in the world. And in times of pain, we remember that there is still happiness. Another is to remind us of the fragility of marriage. May you forever protect this bond, overcome the challenges that you will face, and carry the joy of this moment with you forever. So let me say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerechecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'hu necha. May God shine her light upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up her face unto you and grant you peace. As we hear the pop of the glass, we will all shout Mazel Tov, and then the two of you can kiss. So let me say, by the power vested in me and according to the traditions of Moses and Israel, you are now pronounced husband and wife.
Stop it, baby, stop it.
Mazel Tov!
Similar, nah. Soca does give me powers. Yeah, make me jump and fit for hours. Nah. Soca play with others. Fit for hours, it's soca powers.